So this is a hero section that I built out a while back. I was just sorry. So this is a hero section that I built with Figma a while back, and I shared it on my Instagram and Twitter, and then it got a bit of feedback. So I was like, why don't I use Breakdance to try and create it? And also I'm going to animate it for you to see how to add a little animation to your design to bring it to life, because who doesn't love a bit of animation? I do. So let's get into building this with WordPress and Breakdance. All right, so this is my setup for Breakdance. If you don't know what Breakdance is a builder that is associated with WordPress. You can find the affiliate link in the description down below. If you want to purchase it, you can use my affiliate link. You can support the channel too. So that is one way to go. All right, since that is out of the way, let's get into building this. So the first thing that we want to do is, let me go back to the Figma file. So we have a black background, and then we have text over here. We're using Clash. Now I've really fallen in love with Clash Display. It's a free font and I really love it, so that is what I'll be using. I think all the text here is Clash, so we're going to be doing that, and then we have 3 images. So let's see how we're going to do this. All right, so let's try and do a hero section, right? So let's put a hero section inside, and I want this hero section to have full width. So let's go to size, and then on the height, let's choose custom, and for custom height we want to choose VH and put in 100. So 100 VH means 100 viewport height. So that is good. All right, the next thing that we want to do is make the background black. So background is now totally black, so that is good. All right, so back to Figma, we do have text. Probably I'm going to put this text by itself, and then I'll put this 2 items here in a div, and then I'll deal with these ones later. So let's say text, right? Let's put text. Let's type in. We need a header text, so let's find a header text. So which is this? Let me click back on the section and then make sure that this is centered like that. There's a header text. We want to make sure that we are using the right font. I'm going to choose Clash. Yeah, just Clash is good. Probably a Clash of 900 is 900, right? Or do I have a preset? All right, I'm gonna choose a preset. All right, so if you don't know what presets are, I'm really not going to get into all of that in this video. You can watch some of my other videos for you to have a bit of understanding when it comes to presets, but that is what it is. So let's choose that and change the color to white. All right, that is good. Next thing is to go and copy the text that we have here. All right, so text copied, let's paste it. All right, that is good. As you can see, the text is not displayed this way. This is 1322. What I want to do is get should I do full width? All right, click on section back. Let's go to size. On the size, what I want to really do is on the width, I'm going to try full width. All right, that is good. And then on the typography, I want to come back to Figma, and then Figma says that the width for the typography is 1322. So go to styling, go to size. I want to give this a width of 1322. All right, I think this is good. We might want to increase it a little. All right, so this is good. Let's give a little bit of space. Let's do 1380, which is fine. All right, so the next thing that we need is the button. So these 2 buttons, what I'm going to do is add a div, and in this div, I'm going to add a button. So button number 1, and then let's style this first. So text in here is, let me just go in and copy this because I'm lazy, and paste it. That is good. Next thing is come to button, and then let's go to custom. In custom, I'm going to click on this customizer. Make sure the background is totally out. We're going to give it a border like that. Make sure the border is white. The width is 1. And then we want to make sure that this is fully rounded. So let's choose round. And that should be good. The next thing that we want to do is fix the typography. We're just going to come here and change it to clash. We really do not have to do much other than that. Yeah, that is pretty good. We can probably give it like padding if we want. But I also think that this might need letter spacing. Let's do EMs and do like 1.3, just too big. 0.5, definitely too big. 0.2, 0.1. All right, I think this should be good. All right, so this there's a first button that we've done here. Everyone we can like go in and like do 15 and 35 for like the button bar. I think this is okay. This is just for what you call it. I just want to show you what I really want to show you is how to lay out this and then do the animation too. So I copied the second text for the button. Just gonna paste it in here. All right. So remember we have a div. These two buttons sit in a div. So what I'm going to do, I've selected a div. I'm going to open the structure panel again. So the div is selected, right? In a div, we're going to go to layout. We want to make sure that this is aligned center. Beautiful, like that. The space between these two items is 20. Right, so let's give this a gap of 20. That is fine. Let's select the second one, and we want to give this gradient, a linear gradient. We have two colors, which is this. I'm going to copy that. All right, so go. The button is selected. And then background, make sure background is selected, and then we're going to go to linear. Top is this. Okay, that is a black. We want to make sure that this red is selected. Right, so that is the red, and the bottom one looks more like purple-ish. So let's select the black and then put this on there. All right, so that is good, right? Yep, that is pretty good. We're going to remove the outline because we don't need an outline for this. So say outline is gone. All right, so it should be, yeah, this is what we have. That is fine. The next thing that we want to do is, let me close this, click on, okay, we want to import the images that we have. So we have like 3 images here. What we're going to do is add an image. We can find image here. So it is first image. All right, so I'm going to choose this one. All right, so first image selected. I'm going to duplicate that and then duplicate that. Second image is going to be, what is the one on the left? Okay, this one is on the left. So selected that one. And then the one on the right, this one is on the right, and then selected that one too. All right, that is pretty good. What we are going to do is we need this one to come all the way here, and we need this one to come all the way there. If you can guess how we're going to do that before I say it, I owe you tacos. All right, so I'll probably owe you a breakdance video. All right, so this image, I'm just going to select it. So what we're going to do is go to the search and then click on the advanced icon and then type in position. What we're going to do is make the position of this absolute. So make sure this is selected. All right, you see, you went all the way up. So what I am really going to do is say that we want it to come all the way to the left. So we're going to put a 0 left. That is fine. And then the top, we can say, let's say like 25%. Let's do like 50%, which is all the way to the bottom, which we don't really want. But I want this image to come a bit down because you can see like from this from this to here is 102 pixels. So what I am going to do is click on let me select this div, right? Div, that is good. And then I am going to go to spacing, and then the bottom spacing, I'm just going to give it 100, which is okay. Give it 100, move down. All right, so this should be like a bit like in the middle. So I select this one again, click on modify, and then let's do 25, 35. All right, so we want the left to come a bit close. So I'm going to do another percentage here and do like 25, very close. We want a bit more space, so 15, probably a 10. All right, 10 seems good. So that is fair. What I'm going to do is just delete this, right? Click on this and duplicate it. All right, so this has been duplicated. I'm going to click back on the advanced icon and type in position. Delete that. And then on the right, I'm going to change this one to percentage and make this 10%. All right, so this is all the way up and this a bit down. So let's click back on this, click on modify. Tap, let's do 45. And then this one, click on modify. Tap, let's do 25. I'm going to change the image now. Let's select that. All right, let's say I'm going to move this a bit down like that and then take it a bit up. Okay, not that much up. This should be good. All right, I'm just going to click on modification, just a little tweak over here, nothing too much. I think that should really be good. Let's save this. So as you can see, probably we have built out this, we built out this probably in like 10-20 minutes. Is it 20 minutes? Probably not, but it was a much faster procedure. Imagine if I had like global styles available, then it might be a bit more faster. But we have come to the end of the build. What I'm going to do is give probably this a bit of space, let me click back on this, and then the tab, let's give it like a 20 pixel there. That is fine. The next thing, for us to be able to do the animation, we are going to use a plugin called Motion.Page to do the whole scroll animation. So if you don't have Motion.Page, I'm going to leave also a link down below. If you want to check it out, you can check it out. It's not an affiliate link, but it's a link that you can find out more about Motion.Page. Yeah, so let's give this classes so that we can use it in our build. So we click on the element that we want, and then we go to advanced. I might have like some old classes here, but we're going to add a new one. So we're going to call this Hero TXT, and then we're just going to click on text, and then in here for this div, go to advanced, and then we're going to give this one also Hero BTT for hero button. Yeah, just click on that. All right, so we've created two classes, one for this and then one for this, the div in here. What I'm going to do now is give classes to these images. Okay, so this is image number 1. So in this image, I'm going to go to the advanced, and over here I'm going to give it hero image with img, and then click on create. And then this one, I'm going to give it also a new class and call it hero img1. Let's give it this one too. I'm just going to copy that so it'll be easier on the next one. Click on this and give this hero image 3. And I believe that is good for now. Let's save that. We don't have to really do much. The next thing I really want to add to give this one a bit of breathing space is click on add, And then down here, I'm going to give this height, go to custom, change the height and this one to VH, and give this one 200 pixels. Let's change the color, this to also black. All right, the reason I'm doing that is so that I'll be able to do the animation, because we don't have like enough space at the bottom, or we won't be able to scroll. All right, so that is that. Let's preview this in the front. All right, so this is what we have. So you can see nothing is happening. One more thing I'm going to do is let's click back on this section and then click on the advanced icon over here and then type in overflow. In the overflow, I want the overflow to hide. All right, and then I'm going to save it. Why I'm doing this is you will see it when I am doing the animation. But yeah, let's click back on the section. Let's untoggle that, click back on the section, and then the layout, I'm going to put this in the middle. I think this is good. I'm just going to save this now. All right, so that is, I believe that is that for the whole build. The next thing we're going to do is to do the animation. So what the animation is going to do, you're going to see that. But let's go back into the back end and head into Motion.Page. All right, so over here in Motion.Page, I have toggled open it. The first thing I'm going to do, as usual, is to create a new timeline. So a new timeline has been created. I'm going to call this Homepod, and I'm going to change the page that I'm working on to Homepod page. All right, so that is good for now. What we're going to do is to activate some scroll triggers. Like when we're scrolling, we want things to happen. So the first thing that I am really going to do is to work on this. So I want this, whilst I'm scrolling down, I want this text, this one, to move up. And whilst it is moving up, I want it to start shrinking a little to give you like a little bit of parallax effect. So the text is going to shrink slowly and move up slowly too. So that's what we're going to try and do first. So let's go and select this text. Before that, made a mistake. Make sure you select scroll trigger, and then I want to lock the scroll to the scroll bar. We can leave the delay there. That is fine. Yeah. The next thing we're going to do is to select what we need to select, which is this text. So text is selected, and remember that the name that we gave it, the class name, which is hero text, we're going to select that. So that is the first step in creating this animation. The next thing we're going to do is we want it, where it is fine. We want it to go somewhere when we start scrolling, which is we want it to move up. I believe it is Y, right? All right, it's not Y. I've been making this mistake all the time. Let's give this like a 20. Negative 20 rather. As you can see, we are not really seeing the animation. The reason is because the starting point of the trigger is all the way to the bottom here, which we really do not want that to happen. So we are going to move these around, play with it so we can see the animation. All right, let's bring this, start from here and then end all the way to the bottom. So you can see it is moving, right? We need to start probably from here. So you see that it is moving up slightly like that, which is what we really want. So you don't want to move too fast. I'm just going to move this like a bit to like negative 50. So just like that, really smooth. And you don't like, with animation, there is a certain time where you want things to move fast, but that is not the time now. What I'm trying to show you is adding little cool effects to your design so that it doesn't look all over the place. And this is one way of doing that, giving it a really smooth, slow build up like that. All right, so that is the first step in this animation. The next thing that we're going to do is to make sure that this starts scaling down as we go. So remember, 1 is full scale, but you can come down to, like, let's give you like a really huge number like that so that we can see the difference. You see, I just moving all the way like that. Good. All right, so we don't really want this to be like too much, so I'm just gonna clean this and give it like probably an 8. So you give it like a really nice, even if you give it a 9, it should also give you like a nice effect. So it looks like it is moving up and then it is shrinking little by little, which is really nice. So we have done that. The next thing that we're going to do now is, whilst this is going up smoothly like that, we want this ball, the speaker over here, to start coming down and becoming a little bigger. All right, so what we're going to create now is what we call a node. So I'm going to click on this plus icon. It creates a new node. And then I'm going to select the image. Let's see whether we can see the class here. Yeah, selecting image through here is kind of a hassle, but we remember the name that we gave to this image. Remember the class. So I'm just going to type in the class manually, put a period sign, and then type in hero img, and then just click on that. You can see that we have selected that class. All right, so as I said, what we're going to do is to make sure that this comes down and then it starts also shrinking. All right, so let's give this we might want to do this on a different timeline, but let's see what is going to happen here. All right, so let's go to the from to the 2 and then give it a scale of 1.1, right? Good, 1.1, and then give it a translation of 20%. So let's see what happens. But as you can see, the reason why this is not happening is because the time, the start spot for this is all the way to the top. So this thing is not going to start until like this thing comes all the way to the top, which is something that we don't really want. We want it to start moving as soon as we start scrolling, which is what we want. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is do another animation that is going to trigger the ones for this image and then that one. So what we're going to do first, as always, is make sure that our scroll trigger is activated and give us this timeline a new name. Call it Homepod 2. That is good. Make sure that the lock to scroll bar is activated for this animation. Yeah, and we are on the right path. So we're going to start by putting in the name of the class, which is hero img, and then put enter. Make sure that the class name is correct. That is good. And then we're going to click on 2. All right, so in here, what we want to really do is to make sure that this image is moving down and scaling a little bit. So we're going to do the moving down, which is 20. You can see it moves down whilst we're scrolling like that, which is pretty neat. All right, what I want to do, probably let's move the start, or probably let's move it a bit down, or let's move it a bit up. All right, Samina is not going to scroll until like, because when it's down here, it drags it all the way to the bottom. So I'm just moving it up, and then I'm going to move this and up to a little bit, probably give it like a -30. See, it gives like a really smooth. So if you want things to not move too fast, you want the end to go all the way up, and you want the start to also go a bit up too. So as you can see that the start is over here and then the end is out of even view. So when it starts scrolling, it doesn't like move too fast. It gives like a really nice effect over there. All right, what we want to do next is to animate these ones too. So I'm just going to click on a new node. We're not going to make a new timeline, but this is just a node. And then I want to select this. See, you can select that. So I'm just going to type in the name. Let's paste this. I think it's 2, right? Put in a dot here. Say enter. Let's make sure it's the right one. Good. All right. So what we want this to also do is to make sure that it is coming down with this at the same rate. So probably we can just add it to this. So we can just come here and then put in a period sign and then put in this. So you can see when this is coming down, it's also coming down. So we don't have to really like do much with that. But we're not going to do that. So I'm just going to remove that. What I'm going to do is duplicate that, right? Remove this old one that I did. All right. So this has been duplicated. I'm going to add this to that. Click on enter. Okay, remove that. Make sure that the period sign is there. And then remove the old one. All right. So what I really also want to add is I want this one to move a bit to the right. Like 10% to the right. So it looks like it is coming close. Let's do like 20%. So 20% to the right. Now let's scroll a little so you can see. So it looks like it's coming very close to that. So whilst that is doing, we're going to go back to the big ball, which is this. When you click on that, make sure the node is selected. And we want a scale. We want a scale of 1 point, let's say 2, right? So what it's going to do is whilst that is coming, is like scaling up like that. All right. And then we want this image to go up. So let's make sure that we have that. And then let's put in, that's a new, added a new node. We're going to type in that and then make sure that, I think that is 3. So let's make, oh, that is cool. All right. We got that. Translate to, so translate over here. We want it to go up -20. And we want it to also move to the left, which is -22. All right, let's save that. So as you can see, we have like a really nice animation. It's not like too much. It's not giving you like everything is all over the place. Things are animating together beautifully like that. So it looks like the speaker is coming close to you. And when it comes too close, it will start like dipping down into the space that we created for it. All right, so this is how to add like a little bit of flair to your design, give it a little bit of spark if that is what you're looking for. Nothing too crazy, but it is also not too basic. We've added translation and scaling. No opacity over here, but we've added translation and scaling to this, and it is giving it a really nice effect. Yeah, so that is how you use Breakdance and Motion.Page, combine it to create a really nice effect if you're looking for that. I hope you learned something. Let's preview this in the front end. Oh, look at that. I really love that. It looks really clean, not too boring. It's also not like causing too much issues. All right, so that is pretty nice. I love how it looks, and I hope you also like it. Implement this in your design. Watch it back, learn something, and implement it in your own design. Then, if you want to tag me in that design, you can tag me on Facebook, OB Studios, or you can tag my personal page, which is Ferdinand Nyakon. You can also tag me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter too as OB Studios _ So that is pretty nice. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Yeah, so that the goals of YouTube will also show this to other people. This is Nyakon, OB Studios. It was my pleasure.